Welcome to Picks Kitchen Podcast, where we talk about everything on our minds over breakfast, lunch, dinner. Honestly, anytime we feel like eating. I'm your host, Mack. With me are my co-hosts, Jarred
Hello.
and Hailey.
Hi! Thanks for having me back.
Always welcome. Always.
Aw, I feel so honored.
Well, with it being a good amount of time since you've been here, what have you been up to, Hailey?
I wrapped up my summer camps, thank God. More summer camps for me. And pretty much since I've just been doing my other task, I was at my other job, lunch supervising, and it's just been a pretty easy week, but this summer has definitely kept me busy. Some in good ways, some in I was just dreading not have to go to work.
I feel that.
If you thought kids during the school year was crazy, what about kids over the summer?
Yeah, they just want to go play. They don't want to be at school.
Or they just want to be at home.
Exactly.
Exactly. They just want to be playing games.
This is supposed to be my sleep time, not work. What am I doing here?
No. I mean, yeah, the camps were like at 9 a.m. and I'm not a morning person by any means, so having to get up at like 6:30 or 7 in the morning, I'm like, I hate this. It's like, oh, but you get a 30-minute break. I'm like, yay, the only break we get from the kids for 7 hours.
Okay, great, 30 minutes. Let me go take a power nap and have it feel worse after the fact.
I was more like someone put an IV in me with like caffeine and I'd be good to go.
Yeah. Something to fucking keep you going. Find the Coke guy.
Yeah.
Just need to be on whatever those kids are on, you know?
But that's
Those
over,
kids are on
thankfully,
demon time.
Oh yeah. I don't know what it was. Just something about this year with these kids I had, because I did summer camps last year. Something about these kids this year, it was on a different level of just craziness and misfit behavior, I guess you could say.
That sucks.
Luckily, though, I have the next 2 to 3 weeks off from that job to recuperate, so
That's great.
I'm like, yay. Because even if it was good money, just the time being there, the hours just seem so grueling and long, and it was very tiresome.
I don't doubt that.
To all my friends out there that may be wanting to work with kids or wanting to work as a summer camp counselor, here's a note for everyone. Always expect things to go wrong.
When children are involved, if it can go wrong, it's probably gonna.
It
Absolutely.
is not for the weak of heart.
Hey, the only thing worse than is a child.
Fucking what?
Other than that, Jared and I are prepping to go on a trip next month, so that's something to look forward to.
Woohoo!
Nice.
And just been trying to take advantage of this time off just to bring my energy back up.
Well, hopefully you get the break you need.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel like I have so far. But what's up with you?
Well, since last podcast, a whole lot of nothing. Just been playing games and looking for work. That has been my life for days.
How many days?
Too many to count.
I accidentally muted my mic, but I said playing games or gaming playing.
Trying to figure out what the fuck you mean by that.
Me too.
There's a meaning here. There's always a meaning with Jared. It's figuring it out that's the issue.
Like a puzzle, you're just trying to figure it out.
That's right.
Mama always used to say that life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get.
But no, that's really open up to just Valorant, League, and fucking applying to jobs in this shithole of a market we are in.
This can be exhausting.
It sucks ass. Because
I mean,
work
people
from
ask
home shit.
me all the time. They're like, why are you working so much? And I was like, because if I don't, then I would have to do more work just to find work.
Exactly. Everyone complains no one's fucking wanting to work, but no one's wanting to fucking hire anyone.
Yeah, because they're getting too picky now with their qualifications.
100%. Entry level position. Guess what? You need a degree for a job that doesn't need a degree.
You know, like fucking flipping burgers doesn't need a master's degree.
Nope.
Even a front desk job, you don't really need that much experience. My mom worked a hotel front desk job, and she didn't have a degree.
No, that's a fucking high school diploma job.
Yeah, she ended up becoming a manager at that hotel later on, still with no degree. And that was like in her early 20s when her and my dad like first got married.
The fucking people in charge of hiring just... They're just being ass.
That's
Like
like,
a-
no one wants to work, they're the problem. Like, they're the problem?
There's definitely people that have a job right now that don't want to work. As me and Jared
Yeah,
hear from
that's me.
Cass constantly.
I don't want to work my job either.
I don't want to have to work 3 jobs, but I have to.
What? Fuck that. But you guys are still there actually working. These are people that are at the job actively not working.
Oh no, that's me right now too.
So that's what you've
Just
been
I
up
try
to
my
just...
best to not work.
That's what you've been up to just at work? Just not working?
Just standing up.
I do my best to not work.
Gotcha. Have you used the strat yet?
Nope.
Oh, damn. You should explain to Haley what the strat is.
Like right now.
Mhm.
Alright, so the strat is I go in, I go to the bathroom, and I don't come out for like an hour. And then when I come out, I tell them, I think that someone put meat in my food, or I got like my food order wrong because my stomach is so fucked up from it. And then I go back to the bathroom.
Like, he goes back to work for like 10 minutes and then immediately runs to the bathroom again.
And then I come out and I shit myself.
Hey, if you just say you have IBS, it could work.
Might need a doctor's note for that one. We might be able to get something doctored up for you. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I've been doing. What have you been doing, Jared? Besides
Uh,
trying not to work.
Working. That I've also been working while I was trying not to work.
That's how they get you.
Started my tutoring job again.
Nice. How you enjoying that?
It's only been a week.
Will you
So
fucking
we're gonna
quit
give it some
sending
time.
me goddamn reels?
No. So give it time to see, but I'm excited. Then tried to speedrun the Genshin summer event, and that was going pretty good. Then I hung out with some of the friends today. That was fun. Hung out with the T and the Cassie and Haley. Went to the IHOPs.
Nice.
So that was good. And I seen the Deadpool movie, and that was great. I want to see it again. Absolutely love that movie. And then anything else? I don't think there's been anything else I've been up to really.
Some games
FedEx
here
has
and there.
taken a lot of my life.
That
I
is true.
finally got to play D&D again on Wednesday, but now
Nice.
this next Wednesday I don't have it, so I'm gonna go see Deadpool again with Cassie and Rage hopefully.
But Jared, you know what no D&D means?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Deadpool with
Stream.
Cassie and Rage hopefully. Maybe. I don't know, dude. I haven't had that energy.
Well, it depends on when you fucking go watch the movie.
Perhaps. Perhaps indeed.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep you on your schedule.
Hey, look, my schedule's fucked up.
That's why you got to get back on it.
Homie, I ain't got the E = MC squared for that.
That's what coffee's for.
Homie, I haven't had coffee except for right now tonight. And it didn't do the thing to make me stay awake. It's doing the thing to make me go to sleep.
It's not enough then.
I feel like
Go
sugar
get two
keeps
more.
them up more than caffeine.
Honestly, you probably should just drink chocolate milk instead.
I had 2 cups of chocolate milk, homie.
What? Maybe the third one will work.
No, the third one will make me vomit. The second one gave me acid reflux.
Milk's not supposed to do that. It's
Yeah.
supposed to help with it.
Yeah. This isn't your everyday acid reflux.
You need... Oh, trust me, I know what's
Jesus.
not everyday fucking acid reflux. You need to go to the doctor.
This is advanced reflux.
As well. So that's everything you've been up to?
Yeah, I can't really think of much else.
Okay. Okay. Then I guess we can move into the actual topic for today.
Well, hello again. One of the main reasons why I'm back is to read more stories for you, boy.
Whee!
This time, instead of it being gamer related, like last time I was here, we get to judge people if they're the asshole or not.
Woohoo! I think that everyone that's asking if they're the asshole is going to be the asshole today. What do you think, Mac?
I give it a 25-75.
What side?
75, they're the asshole. 25, they're not.
Okay, okay. What about you, Haley? What do you think?
There's some that I've read and some that I've skimmed. I'm gonna say 50-50.
Alright. So you have 100%, 75%, and 50%.
Alright. Are you boys strapped in?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Alright, story number 1 from AITAH. This one's titled, Am I the Asshole for Getting Hurt and Upset Over a Harmless Prank That My Husband Pulled? Based on title, what do you think?
Harmless prank, is it in quotation marks or not quotation marks?
It's in quotation marks.
I see. You know what? I'm not gonna be swayed yet. We're gonna start off strong. They're the asshole.
Yeah, I don't know. This one can actually go either way.
Okay. So, me and my husband have been married for 5 years. We are currently, I'm 24 and my husband's 33. We met, but way before we met.
Wait,
when
did
I
you
was
say
16
24 and 33?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So she's 24 and he's 33.
That's a 9-year difference.
Way before we met, when I was around 16, my mom's house had a house fire that burnt literally everything down, and sadly, my child and the cat were also killed in the fire.
R.I.P. Snooky.
I remember my mom and my brother waking me up screaming, Fire! Fire! Get up! Get up! We crawled out under the smoke, and luckily my neighbors had already called the fire department, and they pulled us out. We lost literally everything. We were devastated. So that was a while ago, but it still really scares me, and I check outlets and our stove and candles, everything, all the time now. My husband knows this about me. About 2 nights ago, I went to bed early because I am currently 34 weeks pregnant and literally about to pop. I was sleeping for a while before, for some reason, my husband decided to wake me up by yelling, Baby, there's a fire! 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 Get up! As I quickly get up as quickly as I could at 34 weeks, then I did, I grabbed my purse. I was just in automatic shock, and I just went into autopilot mode and knew I needed to grab what I needed. I made it all the way down to the stairs, yelling for my husband to follow me before he started laughing and telling me that it was all a joke. It took me a minute for that to process. I stood there for an open mouth while he laughed and ushered me down the rest of the stairs. I sat down on the couch and just started sobbing. It was genuinely the hardest I've ever sobbed. It's like I couldn't get myself to stop, and my whole body was shaking. My heart was racing, and I couldn't even breathe. I have never had this experience before, so I was genuinely panicked. I was so fucking upset. My husband apologized and was like, Oh my god, I'm so sorry. It was just a joke. I just cried until he eventually was like, What the fuck? It was just a prank. This is so dramatic. After a few hours, I had calmed myself down and went to apologize to him. He wouldn't take it. He said I was being overdramatic and made him feel like shit for a harmless prank. So I guess I'm asking, am I the asshole? I've never been good at taking jokes, and I've been trying to be less sensitive, but I don't know. This isn't a prank, this is abuse.
It's just a prank, bro. That's the kind of person that is.
Don't.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that's the kind of person that is.
Yeah. That's just being a fucking asshole. That could have just sent them
And
to the
fact that
hospital.
She's pregnant too.
Yeah, that all that stress literally could have just sent them to the hospital over him making a joke.
She could have had a preemie baby because of the stress.
Yeah.
And knowing that she has a trauma from a past experience where her house burned down and she lost everything, why would you think that'd be funny? To re-trigger a past trauma someone has?
No. He's a dickhead.
The fact that she apologized, you need to revoke that apology now. He deserves nothing other than divorce papers.
Fucking insane.
I'm not one to always say just divorce. But if he's willing to do this to his wife, what on earth will they do to his child?
Yeah, no, he's fucking stupid.
He doubled down too, was from being all like, oh baby, I'm so sorry, and then, oh my god, stop being so dramatic, it was just a joke. This is not a joke. Because not only does she think that the same thing that happened to her with 16, it's gonna happen again, but it's under worse circumstances because she thinks that the house that she's building a family with this man is gonna burn down.
Yeah.
And like Jared mentioned in the beginning, the age difference between these two. She's 24 and he's 33.
You know, it's as the people that we've watched have said, namely like the Smosh people. There's no prank. It's not. There isn't a prank. It's just being mean to someone.
Yeah.
This is abuse.
Not great.
Top comment on this one. No, you are absolutely not the asshole. That wasn't a harmless prank when he knows your past trauma. It also wouldn't have been a harmless prank even without that trauma because you are pregnant. The adrenaline spike from something like that could have easily sent you into preterm labor, like I said. And while I'm sure you feel ready to pop, you're not yet fully to term, and the baby's lungs are in its last stages of development. He's definitely the asshole, but more than that, that was psychological abuse. It was not a prank, it was not funny, and it very well could have done physical harm as well. And now he's trying to gaslight you into thinking that you're the problem. Please be careful and keep yourself safe. I would agree.
Yeah, that's fucking so stupid.
Now, I actually did read this one ahead of time, and I actually did comment on it. It's very rare that I actually comment on these, but I had some things to say.
Valid.
What did you say?
I'm trying to find it right now. Ah, here it is. I said, not the asshole, times a billion. Retract your apology and don't talk to him until he is ready to apologize to you. He knew that you had trauma from an experience when you were a teenager and decided to joke to see if you were over it and could get a laugh from it now. OP, listen when I say he's willing to do this to you and your trauma. Imagine the trauma he will make and build towards your child if this pranking doesn't end now. Either he realizes the error of his ways or it's time to build a new support system that doesn't involve him in it.
Yep.
The guy tried to gas keep girl boss Kate's too hard.
Over this one. I hate him. I hate this guy.
Fucking, yeah, no, that's not okay.
It's been a while since I saved this post. Let me see if there's any comments from the OP. Oh, okay, there's this one. Someone says, harmless prank? That entire time you were upset, crying, heart rate up, huge adrenaline rush, and then crash? Your baby was going through the same thing. Your unborn baby. Your husband must be losing his mind. What if he had stumbled on the stairs and fallen down? Seriously. Question, is your husband happy about this baby? Is he a narcissist? Is there any other red flags? And then there's like a whole bunch of other stuff that I'll just cut from here. And OP says, he's happy. He's the one that wanted this baby. I don't think he's a narcissist though. I'm not sure the definition of that really is. And no, I don't think there are red flags other than what is pointed out in the comments I am reading. That is mostly that he tries to make me feel sensitive in our ages, but I also knew and never cared. Sweetheart. Just because he's the father of your child doesn't mean you have to defend him at every cost if there are more red flags.
Yeah,
And,
no.
oh, he wanted this baby? Ah!
Ah?
Oh god, oh god, oh god. I was scared that this was the case. Someone says, guys, he is total trash. But I did a double take when he said that when she was 16, when the fire happened, and it was way before they met. My reaction was, no, that wasn't way before, but I'm 40, so, and then someone else says, am I the only one overthinking here? She said that, so we wouldn't think they'd already met or were dating when she was 16. And Opie says, no, that's not true. We dated when I turned 18. That's still bad!
Yeah, that's
18 and 27, baby.
Because there's a 9-year difference. That means he was
27.
27.
Yep.
yeah.
You could have a master's degree at that point.
Fucking hell.
Oh, I guess someone asked, why did you apologize? And Opie said, I apologize because he made a big deal about me making him feel horrible. If this were me, I'd make sure he felt horrible. I would have left the house. Like, all the stuff that she picked up when she thought there was a fire, I would have just picked it up and left.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely.
Ugh, okay, moving along. I'm getting mad now. Okay. Next one, story number 2.
Wait, so we all agree that that person wasn't the asshole, right?
No. The pregnant woman was not the asshole.
Not at all.
The husband was the cunt.
In the words of Dusty Thunder, he is an Ascon Warren, the worst, the evil of all the assholes.
Fucking
Okay. Story number 2.
dickhead.
This is from the original Am I the Asshole subreddit. And it says, am I the asshole for refusing to sell my car to my socially shy niece? Verdict, friends?
I don't. Well, since I'm already out for that, everyone's going to be an asshole here. I don't think you are an asshole for refusing to sell something to someone. Then again, if the context is that you were wanting to sell it and this person came over and offered to buy it and you said no, then that's probably an asshole.
It depends on context for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are definitely times when you can sit there, like, they just do something so egregious, you're like, no, fuck you. Go away.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Edit to everyone asking why. I need to know if she actually wants the car and not just buying it because my sister wants her to. I don't know her opinion at all. For all I know, she doesn't even want the car. Also, this is in a comment that got downvoted to hell. But on with the story. I just got myself a new car. This leaves me with an extra car which I was doing or using. I don't know how they worded that. Anyways, let me reword that. I just bought myself a new car. This leaves me with an extra car which I was going to sell back to my dealership. It is a Toyota Corolla 2018 year, which is in good condition. My sister asked if I would be willing to sell it to my niece. She's going to college in a few months and she will need a car. My niece, let's call her Luna, has always been a socially shy person. I haven't seen her much and I just moved back to my home state. I told them I can bring it back for them to look at it. I get to their home and my sister and Luna were waiting. I start to show them the car and giving them the basic information about it. I ask who will be buying it and my sister answers. She tells me that Luna is buying it and it will be in her name. So I start speaking what? Oh, sorry. So I start speaking to her, or at least was trying to talk to her. Every question I asked her, her mom would answer. For example, I asked her how much she saved up. Her mom answered. I asked her how soon would she need the car. Her mom answered that question as well. I've heard like 5 words the whole time I've been here, and it was when she was talking to her mom. I asked if she was interested in the car, and her mom answered. I told my sister I asked Luna, and wait for Luna to respond. I repeat the question, and she doesn't give me an answer, and just looks at her mom. I inform both of them I am not willing to sell my car if the person buying it cannot communicate with me. So I ask again what she thinks of the car. She turns around and walks inside. I inform my sister I will not be selling Luna the car. We get into an argument that I shouldn't have put her on the spot, and I know how shy she is. I point out that her daughter cannot communicate and will be eaten alive at college because of it. I told her I would be willing to sell it to Luna if she contacts. My sister called me a jerk. Am I the asshole?
That's a tough one.
I understand both sides. I definitely understand both sides. Because
Yeah.
if he was wanting to sell this call, I understand that he would want a proper, like, communicative relationship with the buyer, which is his niece. However, if this is something that's coming from, like, a social anxiety point of view from the daughter, because it sounds like that's what she has, if she's not responding to her uncle's questions, the mom's responding to her, then you kind of need to talk to the mom about that and be like, hey, like, is everything okay? Like, why isn't Luna responding to me?
From my point of view, the way I'm looking at it, I think that what's going on from OP's like perspective is that he sees what's going on as a way for the mom to get the car and use the daughter as an excuse for it.
Oh, I can see that.
And the daughter's just there as like a prop.
Yeah.
Oh, so do you think, like, because the daughter is quiet, she's like, I don't want to be in any part of this?
Exactly.
Definitely could be.
Okay. What are your thoughts, Mac?
I don't think he's the asshole. Mainly because it's just wanting to have that conversation between them. So, like a teaching experience type situation. So when
Yeah,
she
no.
tries to go buy an actual car later.
Yeah. And, like, he kind of does make a good point. Where it's like, if she can't have these kinds of conversations now, how is she going to get through college?
Yeah.
Especially if she's going away to college.
It's going to be difficult.
Yeah. There is a thing on Am I the Asshole? Where you can determine people, all, like, everyone in the story, not to be assholes. I'm saying there are no assholes here. Like, the mom's not the asshole, but OP, who wrote in, is not the asshole as well. I just feel bad for the beast.
Yeah.
I want to see if there's an update.
So, surprisingly, the verdict was asshole on this one.
Okay.
Top comment was, info, what's the actual motivation here? Are you trying to force the girl to not be shy? Or are you more worried that the mom is making the decision for her? You said in a comment that you can't sell a car to someone who won't talk to you. I'm going to be blunt here. This seems like a nonsense reason. My vote is you're the asshole, and to all the weirdos replying, you're the asshole too. But the mom said that the daughter wanted the car in her name.
Bless you.
Bless you.
So that's why I said it's valid for OP to want to hear from the niece. Because the mom claims that that her daughter wants it in her name. And that she's going to pay for it.
Yep.
So there is, like, a small, like a very small update. It says, update. I received a call from Dad, my brother-in-law, and I don't know what is going on in that family, but he made it very clear to not sell the car to anyone. I wasn't going to anyways. In short, Luna cannot afford it, and they are in debt. I don't know the specifics of what is happening, so I'm going to stay out of that. I will be selling my car to the dealership. Oh, okay.
I wonder if I nailed that one.
If
I
they
don't
are
know.
in debt, yeah. Because how do we know that sister-in-law wasn't going to sell that car for like 3 times more than what OP was going to sell it for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to go against the verdict on Reddit. I also agree with Mac, not the asshole.
There we go.
I think his spider senses kicked in and was like, no. I think I'm good.
It's very valid.
On to the next. Alright, here's another one. Very short, but seems like there's gonna be a lot of tea. Story number 3.
No, he was at dinner.
Am I the asshole for not giving my stepdaughter an inheritance?
Oh. Alright, let's hear it. I'm gonna say yes off the rip.
So, my 32 female husband passed away earlier this year. Our children, 6 female and 3 male, and I inherited his whole entire estate, which is in total worth almost $1 million. When he was in high school, my husband had a child, 16 female, with his girlfriend at the time. He broke up with his girlfriend once he found out that she was pregnant, saying he wasn't ready to be a father yet. He visited her maybe once every few years when he was alive. My stepdaughter and her mother are very poor. They have struggled financially ever since my husband's death, as they no longer receive child support. They're struggling to pay rent and are at the risk of getting evicted. My stepdaughter reached out to me begging for her share of the inheritance. I feel bad for her, but my husband clearly stated in his will that he wanted to leave his estate to me and my children only. I barely even know my stepdaughter, and I don't think it's my responsibility to take care of her. She's furious with me, calling me a heartless gold digger and saying that giving her money was at least the most I could do to make up for all the years of neglect. Am I the asshole?
No, she's not owed anything.
No,
When
if
it
it's
comes to legal stuff like this, it is hard. But if it was specifically said that
if it's
OP
in the will,
and OP's kids were to get the inheritance, then that's kind of hard to argue.
yeah, if it's in the will, fuck them. They don't have any ties to it. It's specifically set to just go to the people it's set to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it might just be how it's worded or like my not understanding it. But it sounds like it's just the house, like the estate is what's worth the money. Not like that there's actual money from the inheritance.
Yeah, it said, I inherited his entire estate, which in total is worth almost $1 million.
So I don't know if there's like a monetary part of that that's like not part of just like the actual house. But like it's not like you could give someone a part of the house.
Right. Especially for not living in that house. The only thing, because it's mentioned in the top comment, the only thing I will say is that that OP was willing to marry a man that abandoned a child.
Do we know that for
that's
sure,
what-
though?
I mean, it says here,
Yeah, I'm
he
pretty
broke
sure
up
they
with
were
his
married.
girlfriend once he found out she was pregnant. And this girlfriend got pregnant when she was 16.
If anything, that guy sounds like the asshole, really. If you think about it.
And you can't even be mad at him because he's dead now.
You could still be mad at dead people. Just won't do anything.
That is true.
Yeah.
You can be angry. It just will not matter.
only thing that I would wanted to point it because in the top comment it says a lot about your character that you went along with a neglectful deadbeat and still carries the torch of that neglectfulness even after his death. I hope you don't have the nerve to delude yourself into believing that your husband was a good person and a good father. In different circumstances, he could have abandoned your children like he did hers through no fault of theirs. Depending on where you live, his will might be irrelevant. If he never paid child support, his first baby mama might be able to sue his estate for back pay, or stepdaughter might herself be entitled to a proportional share of the inheritance. And to add, you're the asshole. And just seeing about the child support, why would this not continue until she was 18, before his death would be still paying? I wonder if open comment. Overall vote was asshole, which I can kind of see why. But like I said, when it comes to legal stuff like this, it's really hard.
I don't agree with the wife being the asshole, because if it's stated in the will, it goes to his current kids. That's one thing. If there's back child support, absolutely should be taken out of that.
Right.
But if there's not, then not really the asshole,
Right.
because there are
If
still...
the child support is the loophole
Yeah.
of what was said in the will, then yeah, she definitely deserves some of that estate. But we're not lawyers. This is not legal
Absolutely not.
advice. This is just our opinions. But I think, for the most part, I agree that she is the asshole. Alright. Next one?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Alright, so I'll give you guys a choice on this one. Because all three of these are from the Best of Redditor updates.
Let's go with the one that has an update.
So, the first one is titled, My Parents Are Forcing Me to Give My Baby Up for Adoption. The second one is called, They Hired Someone New Instead of Promoting Me, and Now I Have Motivation to Work. Or 3, I, 30 male, think my fiancés, 27 female, cousins, 34 females, child is mine.
Run that last one back again?
Third one, I, 30 male, think my fiancés, 25 females, cousin, 34 female, child is mine.
Oh boy.
Go with that one.
That's a
'Cause that
doozy.
one's intriguing.
The last one?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to Alabama for this one, y'all. Get your surfs, your cowboy hats.
We're not.
and your
Like, he's
farmer's
not going...
hands.
Jared,
Here we go.
Jared, it's not Alabama because it's not his cousin.
Not
It's his
his
girl.
cousin, yeah.
It's his significant other's cousin.
It's his fiance's cousin.
Oh, I'm less interested in the story now.
Fucking
Let's
hilarious.
go with the one about the hiring someone else, so now that their motivation to work is gone.
But wait. I mean, I'm fine with reading either, so it's really just between up to you two.
Go with Jared's. We should have time for the other one.
Okay.
Huggers!
So, the second one for story number 4 was originally posted on True Off My Chest, and the title again was, They Hired Someone New Instead of Promoting Me, and Now I Have No Motivation to Work. Original post was on April 17th of this year. Hi everyone, it's been a few months now since this happened, but I can't get past this, and I guess I just want to get this off my chest in hopes that it'll help me get over it. Here it goes. I've been working at the same company for over 6 years. The company is a medium size, I would say, and at the time I was hired, I didn't have a marketing department. With time, the company grew, and after 1 year of working there, they offered I be the one Kickstarter for the marketing department. I accepted. For 2 years, I was the only person in the marketing department, and I did it all by myself. I knew how everything worked. I kept my numbers and quality high, and my manager even asked my boss to give me a bonus for my hard work. As the company grew, the work became too much for just one person, so they gave me a team. We were now four in total. I trained and pretty much led the team, but the thing is, my title never went past marketing agent. I thought that with all the things I'm doing, I'd at least get marketing manager by now. I expressed this to my manager, who said that they'll see what they can do. Months have passed, my title remained the same, but then in a meeting with my manager one day, they told me that our boss is thinking that there should be a marketing team lead on the team. They said that they think it's going to be me, as I started off in a department, trained everyone, had the most knowledge, and have been in the company for 6 years now. Obviously, I was excited hearing that, and I patiently waited for my boss to finally drop the news to me. The news ended up being that they were looking for a marketing team lead, and they decided to hire externally. I can't even put into words the way that I felt. Even now, I still feel like I've been punched in the gut. It feels so unfair and humiliating, question mark. I was the first person in the marketing department. I had the most experience. Why would you hire someone with zero experience instead? I asked my manager why I wasn't even considered for it, and the response was basically just, well, Bosch just couldn't see you being a team lead. Hearing that seriously killed my self esteem and made me feel even more humiliated. They eventually hired the person to take on the team lead role, and what made me want to slam my head against the wall is that they made me train them on everything I knew. Listen, the new team lead is a nice person, and I really don't want to hate them because it's not their fault, but my bitterness is so strong, I just don't even want to interact with them unless they need my help. So now I'm stuck being marketing agent forever, I guess. But what really drove me to write this post on Reddit is the new team member. One person on the team left and was replaced with someone else, who just started last month. The team lead is on vacation, so I was the one asked to train the new hire. As I was training them, we talked and I told them a little about myself, about how I started the department and everything. And they said, well, so all that just to not be a team lead? And that honestly just pissed me off. I don't know if it's their wording, their tone, or the look of pity on their face that got to me, but I just shut down. I laughed it off, finished with the training, and just barely worked the whole day. And the day after that. Even now, I feel like my numbers are lower than usual. My quality definitely dropped. I just don't care anymore. I know I could just quit, but this company's benefits are amazing. And I've had so many friends here that would make it even harder to leave. Traveling for work every few months allowed me to see different cities and take on new experiences. But I just can't get past this. I don't know if I ever will. I might just go through the days until I really just can't do it anymore. If you've read up until this point, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I really hope this situation never happens.
I hope that the comments give them advice on what they should do moving forward. But what they should have done at the start is train the new lead wrong. Train it so that the new lead fucked up every chance that they could. Tell them everything that they knew would be wrong. Like tell them, oh, this is how you do this, this is how you do this. That way, you scumbag them into having to fire that person, and also if they fire you, they're down two people and can't even train the people up because no one else is there for that.
Hell of a
If it was
suggestion.
that kind of a post, it would have been on like nuclear revenge.
I know, but that's what they should have done. Like, if I'm ever in that situation, that's what I would do 100%. Because I don't care who you are, if you're nice or not. If you get a job that should be mine, the company's gonna pay for it. Good luck finding another one.
Yeah. I mean, if it were me, I would just quit. It wouldn't even matter for the experiences and the travel and the friends. If they were truly my friends, they would understand why I would be leaving.
Yeah, definitely.
If I did want to be petty, though, I do like Jared's idea of just training them wrong.
I mean, I think that no one should ever put a company above themselves because the company will never care for an individual, and that's just how it's always going to
Yeah,
be.
this manager being all like, "Oh, well, they didn't think that you'd be a good team lead." After she was the one that like built this marketing department to the ground, or from the ground, I should say.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's insane.
I would say just scumbag until they either give you an ultimatum to, hey, if you don't stop this, you're either gonna get fired, and then just keep doing it until you do, or hey, what can we do to make you go back to the quality you were doing? But
Maybe she should ask if she should transfer.
that doesn't sound like there's a different department that's transferred to you. Because if they're a marketing person, where would they go?
I mean, I guess that's true. I like to OP in the sense that they had to train the person that essentially would be their boss, because at one of my jobs, that's essentially what I had to do. I had to train someone that would eventually be my boss, and 6 months later, guess who quit because of that manager? Me! It's just so degrading when people that you train or people that are above you are trying to tell you how to do your job,
Yep.
even though you have plenty of experience on your own.
Yep. Oh, you have all the knowledge and experience for this job? Sweet. Train this person that's gonna do it. Great,
There's a lot of
thanks.
different ones.
Fuck
Makes
you.
no fucking sense.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I think they should have just fucked over that person by training them to do shit wrong.
So there's an edit before the update. It's a pretty lengthy update, so I'll just read it.
Okay.
Hi again, everyone. I just want to thank all of you for your advice. You've all been very helpful, and you've all given me the confidence to send my resume to other companies for a team lead or manager position. Yes, queen. I'll be sending my resume to more as they pop up. The market is terrible right now. Yeah, no shit. But I am pretty confident. Now, I just have to act like normal in this current position until I hear from one of them. Wish me luck. For those wondering how I trained the new team lead, I did not teach them everything I knew. Hell no. I
Yeah.
taught them enough to do their job, but when it comes to the deeper knowledge, I held back. I personally just thought it was the smartest decision for me, as teaching them all I knew wouldn't have benefited me at all. It's up to my company to teach them everything else, not keep relying on me. When I was asked to train the new hire, I did mention that I shouldn't train them if we have a team lead. But boss hit back saying that I would be responsible if the team fell behind if we waited until the team lead got back from vacation. I didn't want to cause stress for the rest of the team and myself, so I stupidly complied. I did consider threatening to leave if I didn't get the team lead role, but I held back because I was afraid of the response. LOL. I was afraid they would have just let me go and I'd be left unemployed without a backup job, especially considering the job market right now. But I guess my pride also played a part of it. I really wanted to be given the team lead role because they believed in me and wanted to give it to me, not because I threatened them. I also do like my job, quite frankly, so I thought I could suck it up, but it's really not worth the mental suffering. Huge thanks for reading my rambles. Have a great one, guys.
There's a quote. I taught you everything you know, not everything that I know.
I was
Yeah,
just about
that's
to
a good
fucking
one.
say that.
So, pretty good. But also, that's so shitty that the manager said, "Oh, you'll be responsible if you don't train this person, even if it's a team lead." Like,
Yeah, it's so fucking hypocritical.
give me a raise then, or give me a different title. It's not in my position to train someone.
Right. Update! 3 months later. So, I got a job as a marketing team lead.
Woohoo!
Just finished week 3. The market is rough right now, but I'm glad I didn't give up and just kept applying. My new job's a little challenging, but my mental health is in a much better place now knowing I can finally, fully, let go of that grudge. If you're in a similar situation, don't lose hope. I'm telling you. When I gave in my notice, I would pay just to see the look on my boss's face again when I told them I was leaving for a marketing team lead job. They tried to salary match, but I declined. They asked what they could do to keep me, but I kept it polite and just said that it was time for me to experience more in a different role now. I could tell they were really pissed, but I couldn't care less, lol. And then apparently they talked smack about me to the manager that I was berating them and all that bullshit. It's so embarrassing. Of course, before I left, I asked my manager what I needed to improve on to be a better team lead so that I can do even better in my new role. I was told things like be a little more strict, have more confidence, and other things I made sure to write down to work on. And I know it's been months, but I still wanted to ask again why I was passed up the promotion at this company. So apparently, it's because they made it so that the team lead did more admin work, more team reports, team evaluations, team decisions, and coming up with new uh, procedures and less marketing. Apparently, since I'm the most senior with the consistent results, they didn't want to lose that by making me team lead. So they figured keeping me as marketing agent was the smartest move for the company. I fully understand their decision, but screw that. I feel like I'm actually doing what a team lead should be doing in my new company, and that's all I really wanted. It just feels like they're still trying to figure out what a team lead should do, and I'm not willing to stick around for that again. Thank you to everyone for encouraging me to look for another job. I got way too comfortable in my last job that I allowed them to walk all over me. You aren't handcuffed to a certain company forever. It's okay to leave when you feel there's no more growth for you. Have a great one, everyone. Yay! Happy ending.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
at least they had a good ending.
Yeah.
That
And at least there was one good person to give her actual feedback and didn't talk smack about her.
absolutely.
I wish that they were able to blow the company up more.
That's a statement.
Hey, look, man, you might need to edit this out. But they hit the second tower for a reason.
Jarred,
Jared!
you fuck.
If you do edit that out, make sure to do the "We'll be right back" music. The doo doo doo.
Holy shit.
Should we move on?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so these two are very similar. So I'm gonna let you guys choose between these two again. Where is it? Okay. First one, these are both from the AITAH subreddit. The first one you can choose from is 1. Am I the asshole for being mad that my husband thinks I tricked him with our child's birth certificate?
What?
Or 2. Am I the asshole for wanting my husband to get snipped?
Snippety snippety. I'm gonna say not the asshole for wanting it. Like, I don't think that there's any place
No,
where
you choose.
I know, but like this is my me explaining why I'm gonna choose the other one. I don't think that you are ever the asshole for wanting. Well, I guess that's not true. I think that you are entitled to your own wants and desires, and so I don't think that that person would be the asshole. And then the birth certificate one sounds funny. It sounds like some Megatron stuff from what is that? Is it Family Guy or the
What?
one with Stewie?
That is
Yeah,
Family
Family
Guy.
Guy.
Yeah, her name is Megatron.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So, which one?
We can go with birth certificate.
Let's go.
Birth certificate?
Eh.
So, this one again, this is story number 5. Am I the asshole for being mad that my husband thinks I tricked him with our child's birth certificate? I want to give some background to explain where I am coming from, and why the situation is so hurtful to me. My husband and I come from very similar backgrounds. Our families were paycheck to paycheck, and not many went to college. We both have degrees and make significantly more than the rest of our respective families. When we got married, I was already a homeowner of a small house and had a car. My husband, however, had a lot of debt and his credit was trash. It wasn't his fault. He has significant student loans and had frequently had to help his family members with money. He also has ADHD and had mishandled some of the bills. I was understanding of the situation, but I was also anxious to help him get debt free so we can have kids without such burden over us. Fair. He was making 80K and I was making 100K. He moved in with me and we split expenses 50-50, except that he didn't have to pay any rent. I fully covered the mortgage and home insurance since he's not on the deed, and I also paid extra into his debt so he can pay it off early. His car loan is in my name and I also cover half of that. I do IT technical support and I got the opportunity to take a job that required 50% traveling but paid a lot more. We together decided that I'd do this job for a few years to significantly shore up our savings and pay off a good portion of the debt. I did this job for a little over 2 years till I got pregnant and then took a lower paying job, now 120K now, which doesn't require travel. The travel job made me gain more, but it was so hard on me. I was traveling to the back ends of smaller towns where the back warehouses and data centers are located, and the job is physically demanding, pulling cables, moving equipment, working in very cold conditions. I was miserable at this job and it ended up with some back issues, but it was a sacrifice for our family. When I was 8 months pregnant, my husband asked for a paternity test. It came out of nowhere, and I asked him if he didn't trust me, and he said he did, but because I did so much travel, he just needed some reassurance for some peace of mind. He said his family and friends have asked him how he could be sure of this pregnancy when I have been out of the house for so many nights. It really broke my heart that I did so much for this man and didn't try to protect my assets or my money, and he treats me like this. I got very hormonal and cried about it, so he stopped pressuring me then. Now our son is 3 months old and he's back at it again. He's put his foot down that I needed to give him a paternity test, and he won't sign the birth certificate otherwise. I told him his name is already on it because, well, we are married and I did the paperwork before they discharged us from the hospital. He didn't realize that would be the case and is furious at me, thinking I tricked him. So here I am, married to a man who not only doesn't love me or trust me, but is an idiot. His family is calling me and pressuring me to let him do the test. My family is offended on my behalf, but some mutual friends are saying a test is not a big deal. But it is such a slap in the face after all I've done for him all these years. Am I wrong for how I'm feeling? Fuck no!
If there were absolutely zero signs of any of fucking infidelity happening at all, no, fuck that. She's been carrying everything on her shoulders the entire fucking time.
This whole relationship, yeah. She was so willing and empathetic and being like, hey, don't worry. Let's take care of this debt together. Let me take on this job that will require extra work, but will require more pay for us so that we can not have to be debt free.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I understand where you're coming from. We go through shit sometimes. Let me take care of it because I love you and I want what's best for our family. And then he comes out asking for a paternity test? She's right. He is a fucking idiot.
Hey, the only thing that would make this guy more stupid is if he asked for a maternity test.
The fact that there was even a story like that.
That shit was so funny.
It's like,
I still think about that.
well, nah, never mind. But, oh my god. I understand the argument that people have when it's like, oh, like they're just throwing past arguments back in my face to win this current argument, but I don't even think that's the case in this scenario because she's right. She's done everything so that this man can be able to land on his feet and to provide for the family that they're building together, and now he's demanding again and again for paternity tests and being like, well, I don't think I'm the dad, but you signed the birth certificate. How could you?
This is what she needs to do. And listen till the end. She needs to get the test done. And then hand him divorce papers. You have your proof now,
Boom.
and you're going to fucking pay for it.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to pay more than fucking test, bro.
Okay, hear me out.
Listening.
She has access to all of this guy's debt. She just stops payments, says that she's still paying it, makes him so much further in debt over the course of 2 years, divorces, and then takes an income that he can't afford to take on parental child support.
I mean, she is on her name is on his car.
There you
so
go.
That's one way to stop payments.
Look, you know me. I'm all for the petty stuff. Go nuclear.
Cancel the car payments, cancel the credit card debt.
If her name's on the car, it's gonna also hit her credit too.
Ugh, and that what sucks.
Yeah.
Stop commenting on
If
this
she's
one.
on
Not
as a
asshole. How would you
co-signer,
tell him
though?
that you'll get the paternity test, but in exchange, you want him to sign a post-nup that protects your assets and finances so he's not entitled to half in the event of divorce? Ooh, that's a good idea. I fear that isn't the end, and he's only going to get worse. For example, he may prove that he's the father. Oh, okay.
I can't answer you while I'm coughing.
Did you drink wrong?
I need my water.
Oh, you can take my water. Sorry about that, folks. Where was I? I fear that this isn't the end. He's only going to get worse. For example, he may get proof that he's the father, but he may not let go of the idea that you may have cheated while traveling, and he'll continue to basefully accuse you. And OP actually comments on that, saying, "That's a really good idea. I'm going to look into this. Thank you." And guys, guess what?
She's not the father.
There's an update.
Oh my god.
I think that our two options were to either divorce or to make him go to marriage counseling.
I don't think this is
I don't think
worth
I don't,
marriage counseling.
This isn't a savable situation. It's savable, but it's not worth the fucking time. Get money out of the pocket.
If the trust is regained, the respect is totally lost.
Yeah.
Cut his balls off. That is dick.
Rip his dick. Okay, update. In my previous post, I had asked about how to deal with my husband wanting a paternity test. We did the test and got the expected results. He wanted to get the one that has legal fidelity, not a home test. It was a more expensive one, and he paid for it. We had to use the agency to swap samples and maintain a chain of custody. I was surprised and bothered that he had this plan, but he covered the high price, and I'd be in my interest to have a clear legal trail. So we went and did that. He's been over the moon happy since I agreed to do this, and I resent his happiness. That's disgusting.
But resenting happiness?
Like, he was so happy that she went through the test. Disgusting.
I'm glad she didn't
He got
fucking pay for
the
it.
STI panel done, and that was clean too. He was surprised by my request, but didn't argue about it. He said, "It's just a test, no big deal." He was a lot more weirded out about the post-nup and flat out refused to cooperate there. I gave up on that because I consulted a lawyer and I can't get much from that anyway. Whatever I have spent on him and his debt is gone, and I can't expect anything back, and we are in a community property state. We argued a lot about separating finances with him, accusing me of trying to control him using money. He pointed out that we were a couple years away from him becoming debt-free, and if I leave, it'll all be on him. Then it will take him 5+ years to cover it. He does still not understand how his lack of trust in me is comparable. He kept arguing that if we were the one with more money, he had it spent on me, and for me to use this now makes me a bad partner. He came around and agreed to contributing more to bills after seeing how much family has turned cold towards him. I am close to my family and they had loved him, but this has made them upset with him. My little sister was outright rude to him, which really got to him. He is the middle child and was frequently teased and bullied by his sibling. My sister was the only relative who loved him like an older brother and doted on him. My words and arguments didn't move him, but he got upset about her icing him out. Now he'll be paying for his own car, yes, and contributing to insurance and covering his debt by himself. Good. Still no rent because he simply can't afford that part. I wasn't going to ask him to start supporting his parents, and after all, there's nothing in his bucket. I wasn't thinking divorce when I wrote the post, and I still don't want to, but I feel like I'm falling out of love with this man. Like scales have fallen from my eyes, and all his faults that I had minimized before stand out glaringly. My mother is fully on my side, but she has advised to me not to make any quick decisions. I don't know what I'm going to do. He's trying to be helpful and a good partner, but I feel like it's just an act. It probably is.
Yeah.
It probably is because you're his ATM right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it even says right here, he can't pay rent because he can't afford it. If she leaves him, it'll take him 5+ years to cover the debt.
It'd probably take him longer than that because he's got to fucking cover everything by himself.
And pay child support if they get divorced.
Yeah.
Honey, if you're saying that you are falling out of love with this man, you need to leave. You need to get your ducks in a row and provide some sort of support for you and your son. Like, he can still grovel. Make him grovel. Just don't turn back and do what's best for you and your son.
I know part of the reason why she's staying is...
genuine now. If it seems genuine now, how do you know he's not going to act like that again? What if he gets pregnant again?
Yeah. She's
Cut
most
his balls
definitely...
off.
She's most definitely staying just to be able to give the kid a full, like, family, home life.
Yeah. She's just staying for the kid, which that's not healthy.
Who is it that
It's
we
not.
listen to that says that your kids will be happier in a place where the parents are separated and not hating each other than a place where they're together and hating each other? I forget what they actually say though.
No, yeah, that's about right. So there's this creator named Dusty Thunder who also reads Reddit stories, and what Jared's quoting is something that he's said multiple times with Reddit stories because him and his wife are a blended family, and he has said repeatedly that it is better to separate yourself with your kids because they'll be in a much happier in an environment where the parents can get along separately than be miserable in a codependency with the children with them. So I hope she can learn. I hope she can get better and provide a village for her and her son that they deserve.
Absolutely. I hope she can fucking trick him into fucking signing that post up, though.
Yeah.
At most,
Right,
if they own the house they're in, he might get
Yeah.
half of that in his things. And maybe his car.
Alright, do we got room for one more?
I'm good to go. What are you feeling,
Let's
Joe?
do it. Last one.
Alright, so these are also best around an upstate store. So I'll have you guys choose between 3. Alright?
Okay.
So the one that we thought we were gonna do, but then we reverted to the work story. I, 30 male, think my fiancés, 27 female, cousins, 34 female, child is mine. Number 2, where is it? I lost it. Boyfriend, 31 male, woke me up, 34 female, up at 2 a.m. to make him dinner. I made him leave instead.
Nice.
Or 3, my husband is in love with his student and I have no fucking idea what to do.
Yo, that's just the plot point of The Whale. You think I'm kidding, but that's literally the plot of The Whale.
I'm literally remembering the plot of The Whale now.
Fucking amazing. I still vote number 1. That one still sounds a little intriguing to me. I was like, why?
Let's do it.
Alright, so that one?
Yep.
Alright, go back down. There we go. Alright, so this was originally posted on Relationship Advice. And the title is Ivory New, Big Five Fiancés, 27 female, cousins, 34 male, 34 female, child is mine. Originally posted December 7th of 2022. I feel like this could be a long one. My fiance, Sarah, and I have been together for 3 years. She's actually my first serious girlfriend since middle school. I will honestly admit I've been a complete piece of shit with women for most of my teens and 20s and pretty much used women. I'm saying all this to explain how promiscuous I was in the past. Sarah knows about my past and she's grown to accept it. We met at work and she hated me because she saw right through me, and after pursuing her for close to a year, she finally agreed to go on a date and the rest is history. We've been living together for 2 years now and have grown incredibly close to her parents too, and she also loves my family. The past 3 years have been the best of my life, and I'm so excited to spend the rest of my life with her. This weekend, her cousin and her family are in town. She's really close with her cousin Lauren. Miracle, I haven't met her yet. I was also busy for one reason or another the few times she's visited in the last 3 years. So I finally got to meet Lauren and her husband for dinner at Sarah's parents' place. She immediately stares at me for a bit, wide-eyed, and I can't help but think she looks familiar. We're all being introduced to each other, and Lauren, for the most part, seems to be acting normally, but she's still staring at me whenever she can. Sarah's parents then come in with Lauren's little boy, who's around 5 years old. I'm looking at this kid and Lauren, and the only thing I can think of is that this boy looks like a carbon copy of me at his age, with some Lauren mixed in. I'm suddenly starting to remember that I took Lauren home from a bar close to 6 years ago. And I also remember convincing her to not use protection after I showed her my blood work. I'm just a sweaty, nervous mess for the rest of dinner. And I think Lauren realizes it from how she looked at me and the boy that maybe I realized too. And an even more fucked up part, I think Lauren was visiting Sarah the weekend I took her home. They probably had a girls' night out that weekend and their friends, and I took Lauren home. So Sarah was probably at the same bar that night. Sarah asked me if I was doing okay, and I just told her I wasn't feeling well. I didn't go to work yesterday and today and just took sick days. I don't know what the fuck to do. Lauren obviously isn't saying anything, and I have no clue if she was married at this time. I don't want to ask Sarah because I don't want her getting suspicious about me asking. I don't even know how I feel about possibly being a father. I'm 95% sure that kid is mine. It looks nothing like the husband. Do I just shut up? I never cheated on Sarah, obviously, but she knows how much of a player I was, and it took her a while to get past that. I don't know how she'd react if she knows I knocked up her cousin years before knowing her. This is being superficial about Sarah, and I love her to death, but she absolutely hates if something is considered trashy or low class. I honestly think it's possible she'd leave me if I knocked up her cousin. I can't lose her. She's literally the best thing that has ever happened to me. Thoughts before we get into the update?
Good luck, Charlie. I think
Yeah.
that's what this one's plot point is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a fucking tough one.
I think that the update is gonna be, she found out from a text from her cousin, and then they had a confrontation, and she's gonna leave him.
That's a good guess. What do you think, Mac?
I'm not 100% sure what could happen. Because I'm not sure what the best outcome here is.
Yeah.
Like, they figure out, oh, they do a DNA test. They figure out it's his kid, and it's like, what do you do now?
You are the father.
It's like, well, I do empathize with OP for doing all this work to really prove to his fiance that he's like serious for commitment and stuff like that, I can't help but think, oh, how your actions now have consequences.
Yeah.
Oh, how the turns tabled.
Should have wrapped it.
Because he convinced his cousin to not wear a condom.
Should have wrapped it. Or pulled out.
God, if you knew you
One
were
of
a
the
player
two.
and you just wanted to hook up with people, wrap it up!
Or, the next best thing. Just,
Divorce.
there you go.
the
Divorce
wrong
your
answer.
testicles. Just go get them
Divorce
snipped.
your testicles.
Divorce the testicles.
I knew it.
Yeah, just go do that.
So there are relevant comments. Someone says, my goal is keeping Sarah. Honestly, in my state of mind the last few days, I don't care about anything else. Ideal outcome is Sarah doesn't leave me, and that's all that matters. I'll do anything to make sure she stays. I don't know how I feel about the kid. He seemed happy with his parents. They live several states away. Sarah wants kids in the future in maybe 3 or 4 years. Search Sarah's calendar for the kid's birthday, and the timing works out. Fuck.
That's unlucky, bro. Okay,
Yeah.
hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Listening.
You'll move to Canada. Put it behind you.
Move to
That's
Canada.
like funny. I have
Never
a
talk
great
to anyone.
idea. What? Let's leave.
Hey, no one's keeping you there. Get out of Dodge. I'm just curious what the cousin is gonna do.
Yeah, I do wonder that too. Because even though she probably knew, she was willing to not say anything.
Is she too embarrassed? Does she not want to make a scene? Was it that she was cheating when that happened, so she doesn't want to fuck things up with whoever she's with? Who knows?
Right.
But I'm sure that the update will answer some questions that Mac has.
With how shocked she probably was cheating.
Yeah. Update number 1.
Just more than one?
Yeah, there's 2.
Damn.
So, oh, okay. So the first update was posted the same day of the original post, which was December 7th of 2022. After 3 days of staying at home and feeling sick to my stomach with nervousness about this, I finally told Sarah late last night about my last post. Thank you so much to username OwnCrew3394 because that post gave me the push to spill my guts out. As embarrassing as it is, I cried from beginning to end telling Sarah and pretty much told her I don't want to live without her.
Oof.
She held my hands in bed and patiently listened about how I recognized Lauren, remembered our night, and how seeing that kid mentally broke me because I saw my future with Sarah jeopardized as soon as I saw him. She told me she's upset I didn't tell her as soon as we left her parents' place and to never keep something like this from her again. But she understood I was scared. She said she's not leaving me because I never betrayed her in the last 3 years we've been together, and we'll figure this out too. And she said she'll reach out to Lauren herself and figure out what's going on because she's been with her husband for 10 years now! Oh,
Oh,
boy.
shit. Yeah, she was cheating.
Cherry
And
blossoms.
this kid's 5.
Yep.
This kid's 5.
You know who else was 5?
Who?
Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
He's on the $5 bill.
You're right.
She's been with her husband for 10 years now, and if she's my one-night stand from years ago, she definitely cheated. We then had an even more uncomfortable conversation about the type of things I'd done in my past and wanted to know if there's any more surprises she needs to be ready for. Said she knows I was promiscuous and a bit of a reckless idiot, but we kind of swept everything under the rug when we got together because we both agreed we wanted a fresh start. And after this fiasco, that might have been a bad idea, so she wants to know everything in detail now, but We can have that talk another time. I don't feel great about this, but I'll deal with this hurdle when it comes up. Sarah has been home with me trying to get in touch with Lauren since morning and has been getting completely stonewalled. Finally, Lauren texted her to say, quote, please just let it go. Sarah asked her again if they could just have a quick chat or even if text was okay, but Lauren insisted to just let it go, please. I'm guessing Lauren realized I told Sarah everything and we don't know how to proceed from here on out. We're deciding to just respect her wishes and not pursue this further. Lauren also changed her response to our wedding invite to a no-show. Sarah is kind of upset about this, but honestly, I'm fine with this outcome. We always plan to leave the US in a few years anyway. I got a lot of messages asking me to shut the fuck up, and I was honestly ready to go that route, but I think the worry was actually physically making me sick. Anyways, thanks everyone for the advice. Much appreciated. Okay, before we get into the next update, what do we think?
Yo, I think that this guy has at least 10 fingers, 10 toes, and none of them are going to jail, baby. Let's go.
What?
Look, I'm just trying to add the math. Alright, so they've been together 10 years. 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 minus 3 for the Sarah and him being together is 2. And the baby wasn't born at 2 years old, so it just doesn't add up.
Judd,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
So we were right. She did cheat.
Yeah, 100% she
Absolutely.
fucking cheated.
So like another outcome I was thinking was that maybe her and her husband got together like right after the baby was born, and he agreed to raise it as his own, good guy, willing
Yeah.
to sweep the fact that the baby daddy isn't in the picture anymore. Maybe she spun some sort of story about how he's a deadbeat, he was a player because OP admits that he was. Something like that. But no, it's the most common
Yep.
of stories.
Yep.
Go on a girls trip and one night stand. My marriage is so hard.
My
Yep.
marriage is so hard. I called it because I mean, I guess this is me just thinking that people are very petty. But you're there in that encounter and you don't cheat, you see a free meal ticket, don't you? Like, oh, that's the person that knocked me up. I could get child support. The only reason you wouldn't do that is because you have something to hide.
Alright. Final update posted on January 5th of 2023.
That's yesterday.
Check right. I've had literally dozens of people messaging me asking for an update. Sarah and Lauren have been texting since my last update. Mostly Lauren apologizing because she won't be coming to our wedding. She also sent us some wedding and Christmas gifts, which was really sweet of her. Sarah didn't really push her for answers, but left an open invitation to talk whenever Lauren feels comfortable. A few days ago, before Christmas, Lauren FaceTimed Sarah and told her everything. Her and her husband were going through a rough patch in their wedding. I don't know if that's supposed to say wedding or marriage, but I'm just going to read through it. Her and her husband were going through a rough patch in their wedding at the time. He had an emotional affair with a coworker, and they were separated for a few weeks before reconciling. Lauren met me early on during the separation when we had our one-night stand. She told Sarah I'm the only one she ever hooked up with during this separation. Soon after she realized she was pregnant, she reconciled with her husband, and they had been trying with no luck, so just decided to raise it as their own child. So I guess it was kind of a mix of both. Those are our predictions.
I guess it was a happy
Yeah.
ending after all.
Yeah, it was kind of like half and half, but they were already together, but still decided to raise it on their own, so
Yeah.
still sucks, but
This is a weird
Yo,
fucking.
people need to just learn to adopt kids.
Yeah, there's not a lot of children out there.
yeah. that need good homes.
Yeah.
Lauren said she told her husband, and it's caused some turmoil in their marriage, and they're working through it now. He knew about this nameless face man, but seeing me in the flesh and knowing after the fact that I'm the guy has been a bit traumatic for him, and he's been feeling very insecure. So unfortunately, he never wants us to ever interact or be in the same room again. I'm listening right out of view from the camera, but couldn't help but ask Lauren if this means I can never see the boy. She said she was sorry. She told Sarah she'll talk to her later, and that was it. They've still been texting, and it seems Lauren and her husband will be okay with some time. Now we have to always coordinate that we're not coming to family events at the same time. Sarah and Lauren have already made plans to meet themselves, though. As far as Sarah and I, we're doing okay. We had one pretty bad fight a few days ago after the last post went up. She wanted to know in excruciating detail everything about the type of guy I was before. Honestly, it felt like interrogation at one point. She cried and told me she wished she fell in love with someone else, which hurt a lot. She apologized the next morning, and we've been doing better now. I think we're stronger, in fact, now that she knows everything. I'm also never going to do any ancestry testing service all those companies do. I've always gotten a pretty better paying job that's fully remote. Sarah will talk to her boss to see how she can convert us to a full remote as well, which we think is possible. We might be leaving sooner than we thought. That's it. Thanks for everyone that provided advice, especially after the post.
Yo, I like that this guy. So I can't see him again. So my guy wants this cake and to eat it too. Not like that. You can only pay for it or eat it. You can't do both. What do you think this is, America?
Yeah.
Well, they did say they lived in the States.
Damn. My guy's a capitalist.
Fucking hell. Yeah, that's
You
not what
guys
I was
think-
fully expecting.
Where did it change from your expectation?
Come back to me, my brain shut off.
Yeah, no worries. So when I asked, do you guys think the answer was just no?
Sure.
No, for what?
No, that was because I said, do you guys think, and then Max started going, so I stopped. And then he said, come back to me later. My brain shut off. So I said, oh, so the answer was just no. But I was gonna say, I personally don't know if I could stay with someone who said, I wish I fell in love with someone else.
Yeah.
That kind of that sounds not bussin'.
No,
Yeah,
mean
that
the
one's
way
not
that I
great.
think. That would be the only thing that would be.
Always
playing
in the
in my
back of
mind.
your mind, yeah.
Yep.
Do they truly
And
care?
honestly, I mean, props to Sarah, I guess, for sticking through. But I wouldn't date someone that knowingly had a kid and wasn't going to do anything about it.
You didn't know. You found out right there. It's not like the first story.
Right. But even that, I'm like, ew, I don't know. Especially if it was my cousin's kid. Because that's my well, not unknown, I guess.
Can you imagine what the chances are? I guess not as low as you would think. Because if you are in one place, you're more likely to run into the people that are in that same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on how big, how town the big is.
Turn the
Uh,
tables. Town the big. Game the play. Ya the yeet.
Fucking hell. I think it's time for sleep.
Well, that was the last story, so.
Where do we think? Was
Yeah.
he the asshole or not the asshole?
No.
No.
He was the
Yeah.
asshole in the beginning of his life, and then he
Right,
brought
in his
himself
past,
back.
Yeah.
And he
They had him in
grew
the first
from
half.
that. Sure.
Because he genuinely seems to love Sarah, so.
Yeah, 100% seemed like he turned it around from fucking.
Right, like he found the right person that was guiding him to really be the better person that he wanted to be in relationships.
Absolutely.
You know, his human reaction of like, oh no, I'm afraid this is going to ruin everything. That really does show that he's changed.
Yep. And he even showed a little bit of a. He would have actually taken care of, like, pitched in for the
Yeah.
kid. No, not the asshole.
No, not the asshole.
Definitely shouldn't have
The
fucking
real asshole here.
raw
was
dogged
the-
it constantly.
Divorce his balls.
Exactly.
This is just the theme of this episode.
That's the name of the title. Divorce his balls.
Oh no.
That cannot be the title. Maybe.
That cannot.
It's gonna be the
Maybe.
title.
No!
You're not gonna have a better idea than that. That's great. That's comedy gold. That's baby Jesus right there.
Cut it! Cut it! Cut it! Cut it! Cut it! Cut it!
Do 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 do.
Fucking hell.
That's the "We'll Be Right Back" music.
It was close.
I tried.
You indeed did try. Now, the title will probably be something more along the lines of, just like diving
They
back
did
into Reddit.
what?
But Divorce's Balls as the title is pretty goddamn funny. I will not deny. It is funny.
I can confirm or deny.
That's good. Well, Haley, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for
Reading some stories.
I love telling stories, especially if it's Reddit stories.
Yeah. You can do it more often. The last one did very well.
Yay! We can judge more people for being assholes.
That's right. Judging people. Fuck them.
Divorce the balls.
There you go. That's what I'm calling not a circumcision. That's what I'm calling a vasectomy from now.
A divorce for his balls. Am I the asshole for divorcing my husband's balls? Yeah.
Fucking hell. Okay, let's end it here before we continue down the rabbit hole.
We're tired. We're just saying nonsense now.
That's right. Thank you for dining with us tonight as we discussed what was on our minds. I was your host, Mac. Today, we're your co-hosts, Jared
And
and Haley.
Thank you all for listening. Hope you all have a great night.
Have a nice night.